Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and it's time for a good old-fashioned mega rant. What's the topic of this one? Boy, I wish I didn't have to type out a title for all these. Well, to simplify things, it's stupid people. But since it's always stupid people, let's be more specific. It's conspiracy nuts, and I don't mean your weird uncle that lives out in a cabin in the woods off the grid because the NSA. Which, ironically, would probably be pretty appropriate at this point. No, I mean these people who get it in their heads because they watch some stupid thing on YouTube or Reddit or, oh my god, the History Channel, the Discovery Channel. Frickin' love those. I mean, you got your people who are like, yeah, what if, because things have been proven wrong, science has been proven wrong, and history has been corrected even in the last 5 to 10 years. We're starting to see evidence of certain things, like, it was a conspiracy theory that the Vikings found America first, and it turns out, no, they did. Okay, the Native Americans came out from Asia and found it first. Let's stop being stupid if we're going to stop being stupid. And okay, whatever, it's healthy to question things, to question, this, that, and the other thing that you've been told. But I'm talking about the people who are not only dicks about it, but complete morons. They do not know science, they don't even know basic logic, the scientific method, that all goes out the window. They're just absolute, arrogant, everyone's wrong but me morons. And I cannot be more clear than this. It's not about the topic. It's not about, what's right, what's wrong, what the truth is. It's about, hey, I believe this and nobody else does. I'm in the elite 1% of people who knows the truth. Everybody's dumber than me. I'm so smart for figuring this out. Even though, I did none of the work. I just watched some stupid YouTube video and then believed it because I'm an idiot. That's where these people are coming from. Like the flat earth people. Oh, look how dumb the rest of society is. I am so much smarter than them. I figured out the truth and I found out the evidence. I did the research. Look at them. They're all so stupid. Those stupid sheep thinking that the earth is round. Unbelievable. How dumb society is compared to me. I'm so much smarter than them. Yeah. That attitude is what I'm talking about. Those people. It's not about proof. It's not about evidence. It's about a feeling of superiority for just egotistical, shallow morons. You gotta be just immensely stupid to believe stuff like that. Like, there's secret lizard people who took over the government, and then their evidence is them not knowing how digital cameras work. Oh, did you see that, let's be honest, frame drop and corruption and encoding error would skip to keyframe? That's their lizard hologram. Oops, they must have let the video slip. And that one, 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 and that one. I thought they had really high tech. I thought they were aliens. Alien lizard people. Did they not watch the video before posting it? I mean, the flat earthers, that's some brand new kind of stupid right there. And these people are innovative in that they have come up with a brand new level of stupid that I never would have thought was actually possible. You ready for this one? Australia doesn't exist. It's just a myth. If you think you've been to Australia, you have been lied to. You've been drugged and dropped in, I believe they're all saying New Zealand, which does exist for some reason. Isn't that further from the equator? Now, why doesn't it exist? Is it because it wouldn't fit on Magic Disc World? No, I have absolutely no idea why they think Australia doesn't exist, and I'm getting the impression neither do they. A lot of them are saying that kangaroos are fake, they're a made-up animal, and they're all CGI, I guess. All Australian movies, television, YouTubers, everybody, they're all actors hired by the world government. I'm going to take one of these idiots, I'm going to bring him to a zoo that has a kangaroo, I'm going to throw him in the kangaroo cage, and I'm going to lock him in there. Then they can see how real it is. They probably think it's a damn hologram. So guys, Australia doesn't exist, and if I shine a laser pointer directly 90 degrees perpendicular to the ground, it doesn't hit China because magic, I guess. Oh, gravity exists because we're constantly accelerating, even though we cannot have done that for thousands of years. That we'd be exceeding the speed of light. I cannot stand these people, but the best one is the chemtrail people, or really just any kind of stupid government conspiracy, because these bug me the most because it's like, there's real shit out there that you could be worried about and nobody's paying any attention to that is proven and is real, but I guess that's too easy for them. It has to be something that most people don't believe. I mean, if you're like, hey, BPA should probably be studied, it's really probably not good for kids or honestly even adults. Well, especially males, almost exclusively males, actually. It's like some endocrine replacer, your body thinks it's estrogen, nothing good happens when you get BPA in your system. And it's in almost all plastics. You know what the cost of replacing every plastic good with non-plastic would be? The world economy would crash. So yes, I think the FDA doesn't look too hard into BPA. I mean, that's real shit. Pesticides that have been proven to cause cancer, but Monsanto still uses them because they feel like it. Like, that's real. Everybody knows that's real. I mean, the government reports came out saying, hey, this causes cancer. And then they stall, they delay, they hire lawyers, they, lobby and money. It's like, this is public information. It's not even a conspiracy at this point. But you don't hear anybody complaining about that. No, it's all lizard people in Australia is fake and the earth is flat and we didn't land on the moon and just these other just bullshit ideas. But all these, the government's doing this, the government's doing that. I mean, people have examples of things as bad as chemtrails in our own government's past. That's why it's like, I get that they think it's believable, but here's the thing. Just because the government has done some messed up stuff with disease research, drug research, mind control research, just weird shit in the past, that doesn't mean that, every contrail left by a jet engine is a chemtrail. It's chemicals, it's poisoning us all, it's mind control, it's altering the plants, it's geoengineering or whatever they want to call it. Okay, so I had a wonderful discussion with one of those chemtrail dumbasses lately, and it became apparent that these people are basically the SJWs of the non-SJW community. The more you present them with logic and reason and evidence, the angrier they get and the more nonsensical they get. So it went something like this. Okay, yeah, they sprayed aluminum powder into the atmosphere once to test something 50 years ago, and then it didn't work and they gave up. So now you think, it's all mind control? Oh, it's not mind control. It's this. It's poison. It's unknown compounds. It's nanotubes. I don't know what it is. I'm like, okay, you don't know what it is. Cool. So who's putting these devices on the commercial airplanes? Oh, they're put on in secret. It's all a big conspiracy. Okay, so every single commercial jet has a device on it where the pilots and the engineers don't know what it does. Whoever installs it and fills it with toxic chemicals, their job is literally to make sure it works, test it, know what it does, and fill it full of toxic chemicals. That is their job, okay? On every airplane in the entire US. And nobody blew the whistle on that. Nobody's like, hey, this is wrong. This is immoral. Hey, deathbed confession, I'm going to say, hey, we need to stop doing this. Oh, well, no, it's not that many people. It's not every commercial jet. I'm like, okay, then it's some of them. So then wouldn't the pilot say, hey, why is there a new device strapped to my plane all of a sudden? Oh, no, it's the same planes. It's cover planes. It's planes implemented by the government. Okay, then wouldn't we have heard about the government giving free commercial 747s to some random company? Oh, and also it's non-standard. It has a device on the back that nobody knows what it does. Okay, well, no, it's not commercial. It used to be, but it's not. Now it's not. It's military. It's all military aircraft that do it. Okay, so the soldiers and men and women of the armed forces whose job it is to protect America against any kind of attack or anything, they're all keeping quiet about this. There's okay, you got your I'm so behind. I'm going to say F-22. I'm so sure that's what they're still flying around. You got your F-22 pilot and they're like, hey, go fly from here to here. As a training exercise. We're not going to tell you why. And you're trained to know what every single device, lever, switch, button, and everything in the entire cockpit does. But this one, press this big red button when you get here and turn it off when you get here. We're not going to tell you what it does or why you're flying it or nothing. Just press the button. Trust us. It's a secret magic button. So no pilot would blow the lid on that, and then we're back to square one. No soldier, no engineer, nobody if this is this widespread where every single jet, contrail, and cloud is chemicals being dropped by secret stealth military aircraft that we don't have the budget to have that many of. Oh, no, it's just a couple. I'm like, oh, you literally just looked up and said, oh, chemtrails again. Bitch, how far away is the closest air base for the military? Because I don't think Wisconsin even has one. Okay, some are clouds, some are chemtrail. It's like a really small, limited thing. I'm like, well, you just said it was all of them. And by the way, she was getting pissed. So it's just a couple guys, and there's stealth flights. Oh, by the way, you have to register your flight with the whole national flight thing so that your planes don't run into each other. Oh no, these go at a different altitude. Well, that's funny because clouds only form between this and that, and that's where planes fly. Oh, they use radar to find other planes. First of all, I don't think that's how that works. And secondly, no. You can't just emit radar and also be stealth. That's not how that works. They just don't crash into each other, okay? They have a way to do it. I don't know. It's all like UFO technology. So still, okay, so it's 100 planes instead of 100,000 planes, and not one engineer, nobody participating in the project, nobody is asking questions. They're ordering 1 billion gallons of this stuff to be sprayed, whatever the hell it is, and the chemical company's selling it to them. Nobody there blew the lid on it. Like, why are we selling this much of this weird toxic thing to the government? That seems odd. Not one whistleblower among 10,000 people. Because 10,000 people is the bare minimum that would have to be involved in like, I'd say worldwide, but depends who you ask, US-wide chemtrails. And they were just like, I don't know. It's just, I read some evidence. You got to do your research. And whenever somebody says you have to do your research, I want to punch them in the face until they can't feel feelings anymore. That level of stupidity, and by the way, Matthias from the Matthias channel, he's one of these dumbasses. He constantly says, do your research. He thinks aspartame's gonna kill you. God, those people are the worst. One medical study found that, one ever, and the person behind it was brought up on charges and lost their medical license. After that, it was spread as a false email chain. You know, the one your grandma and your aunt forwarded to you. And every country, every study worldwide, sparing a couple rigged ones from activist morons that were poked apart by the scientific community, nothing is ever found that aspartame does anything. Oh my God, Matthias literally said in the video, phenylalanine with whatever electronics, I can't even pronounce the damn thing. He's like, that's that bad stuff. That's that bad stuff in Coke. It's bad for you. You guys are so stupid. You got to do your research. Oh, and his dumb wife fell for that foot cleansing scam that's been debunked all over, ironically, YouTube, where he uploads, where the water turns brown even if you stick a mannequin leg in it. And he's like, wow, it sucks out all the things because your feet are on the bottom of your body. And so that's where all the heavy metals and lead and contaminants are. And this draws them out. God, just people who fall for these medical scams. Like, oh, there's a secret cure for cancer, but it's being suppressed. Well, who's telling you that? Oh, it's a website that's trying to sell you something. Oh, do they have a natural cure for diabetes too? If there was a cure for diabetes, that would be the #1 most money-making drug in the history of the world. That's like cure for allergies level shit right there. I don't think that drug companies would suppress it. I think they would sell it, but no, because everybody knows old Asian people are magic. Okay, they're literally basically wizards. They got these like trees and berries and shit, and it goes back like 300,000 years to the ancient Asian wizard times, and these berries were imported from Asia, and they're distributing them for a very high price, and they cure diabetes and cancer and harmful comments in the YouTube comment section. It cures all three. It's the newly discovered miracle drug. If they go to Wikipedia, look up the name, it's either fake or it's like something that's been sold for like hundreds of years. It's like some weird Latin word for like celery or something. They're literally just selling you some delicious celery salt. So unless you plan to put that in your Bloody Marys, I wouldn't go buying it. So it's conspiracy people and people who buy into like scams, and it's the same damn people. It's, I'm gonna, well, let's take Steve Jobs as an example. He's an arrogant, elitist dumbass, or was, because he chose, instead of chemotherapy, that's toxic chemicals. The doctors are all lying. They're pumping your body full of toxins, and it's all a scam to get insurance money. He decided to stick to a vegan diet and drink smoothies and eat fruit, and then he died. Because of it. It was actually treatable. He actually would still be alive if he wasn't such a, like, I'm smarter than everyone, I'm better than everyone, just arrogant piece of human garbage. Honestly, I can't wait till Apple's bankrupt in 10 years either, because he deserves it, like, retroactively. Also, Tim Cook's a dumbass too. So all these people falling for these fake products, fake alternate histories, just fake made-up information, these ridiculous conspiracy theories. I'll even extend it to people who join cults. It's just all the same personality type and just lack of foresight, lack of intelligence, lack of wisdom, whatever you want. It's just stupid people being stupid. And nothing pisses me off more than stupid people when they go out of their way to tell everybody else how they're wrong. You ever be like an expert in, I don't know, cars or whatever? You're like an actual certified mechanic, been working on cars for like 15 years. And somebody comes in and tells you, oh no, that's wrong. You don't really need to do this. You need to fix it this way because this. And they are talking completely out their ass. They have no idea what they're talking about. I know I feel that way about computers because I used to work in IT. I've had people tell me, oh, I defragment my SSD all the time. It makes it run faster. I said, no, it makes it run slower and it damages it. Nope, I read online that you have to defragment SSDs. You have to do it even more often than mechanical drive. Nope, SSDs fragment data on purpose because it can fetch it faster. And they're like, nope, you're wrong. I'm like, I have 2 fucking college degrees in IT. I know exactly how SSDs work even at the chemical and atomic level. There's no seek time because there's no mechanical head moving back and forth unlike a mechanical drive. And they distribute the data because there's a maximum speed that flash chips can fetch data at. And there's a redundant array of internal flash chips, and the controller intelligently decides where to put them, either for wear leveling or for fetch performance enhancements and optimization. It can read from multiple simultaneously because the bus speed going to the chips is not limited, or at least not limited by the controller. The flash chips themselves cannot cough up data quick enough, so if you read it from multiple simultaneously, you'll get higher performance. So if you try to move the data around, it will ignore you because wear leveling, it puts the data wherever the hell it wants. It ignores your direct command to write it by sector number. And by that time, the person's just like, nah, I don't know what you mean, but you're wrong. Oh, okay, I guess I'll just have to pick up a bar stool and hit you in the face with it. I mean, you guys know where I'm coming from. If you've been an expert in a certain field or a topic or whatever, and somebody just tells you you're wrong and you know they're wrong, there is nothing more aggravating in the entire world. So this whole personality group, this whole group of people who fall into any one of the categories I said, I can't stand them. And if I could put on the infinity gauntlet with whatever stones are required to snap my fingers and make these people stop existing, I would do it instantly. Wouldn't even think about it. I mean, these people should not be breathing the same air as us. Yes, I'm being slightly hyperbolic, but I think you already know, if you know people like this, there's no convincing them otherwise. They're just going to be so stupid and arrogant and just a bunch of know-it-alls and, oh, I'm so superior to everybody. There's just no stopping it. I would just stop talking to people like that, stop associating with it. Every time they're like, hey, you want to go do this, want to hang out, or they see you somewhere, just be like, I don't want to talk to you. You're a terrible person. Just fuck off with you and your stupid conspiracy bullshit. Same as SJWs. I mean, just don't hire them. If you find out about them, fire them. I wouldn't give an SJW water if I found them in the middle of the desert and I was driving a water truck. They're getting no help from me after what they collectively are doing to society, and I feel exactly the same way about conspiracy morons. Now, if you excuse me, I've got to go kidnap a bunch of Australia deniers and drop them off in Australia. I'll see you guys next video.